Good morning and welcome to Saturday special of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Recently, millions of Indians celebrated Dussehra, Vijayadashami, and at the same time, the ritual of Shastra Puja, the worship of weapons, was performed on Vijayadashami, that is Dussehra. After 9 days of celebration of Navratri, the 10 days when Lord Rama is supposed to have conquered Sri Lanka, or rather Lanka, defeating Ravana. And that's why Vijay is victory, 10th day of victory. Now the ritual of Shastra Puja is an inevitable part of the Saraf celebrations. And the purpose is to seek the blessings of the goddess Parvati, Lakshmi and Saraswati for strength and power. Now this is the only time when all the three goddesses are worshipped at the same time because they represent the different thing. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth. Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge. So celebrating them at the same time. Now as per the Hindu scriptures, Ram performed Shastra Puja before heading to the battlefield against Ravana, who was killed on this day. Now, would you believe that in the world where myriads of religions and the cults are there, only two religions celebrate or rather worship in a very ritualistic manner the weapons of war. Yesterday, there was a comment by Mr. Singh Jaspal saying that weapons belong to all the warriors. Yes, but all the warriors do not belong to the weapons. Because when you worship a weapon like a deity, then you belong to it. And Sikhs have worshipped, and the practice started with Guru Gobind Singh. He worshipped weapons for the first time, but then they were worshipped normally at the time of Hola Mahalla. Now, of course, they are also worshipped, especially in two major takas, on Vijayadashami as well as on Hola Mahalla. Now, some tribes in India, like Kodwa people, weapon worshipping is the most important festival for them because they have a central role in the culture for centuries together, if not for eons. These people are avid proponents of the firearm ownership. Now, look at this. Even Americans love firearms, but they own them. Here, firearms are worshipped as a part of the culture. The education, for example, in Kodwa people, the children from the very young age are told to respect the weapons and understand the responsibilities and benefits associated with owning the firearm. For example, in Sikhism, a sword cannot be taken out of the sheath except for drawing the blood. I remember when I was a kid, I took the sword out of my scabbard. And my grandma told, no, you can't put it back. It must be fed. And now the problem was what to do. So what they do is they prepare kra prasad, which is celebrated, halwa sort of a thing, and which is a sacrament, and then put the sword in that and then eat it as a sacrament. Otherwise, it must draw blood. So use of weapon for an ignoble purpose is prohibited. And that's why you worship it, because they become pure. It's interesting to see an example of old culture giving so much of importance to responsible ownership of wars. And that is the significance. You own the weapon and it's responsible, not like the guy who did in Thailand, shot 40 odd kids in the daycare center. Or in America where daily shooting is a part of life. Because there ownership is not responsible. And the Hindus worldwide celebrate Vijayadashami, the day of victory of good over evil, and perform Shastra Puja. According to the Hindu holy books, on this day, Goddess Durga killed the demon Mahishra after a fierce battle that had lasted for 9 days. That's why Navratri and this day. Following the death of Mahishra, the weapons of Goddess Durga, which she used in the battle, were worshipped by gods themselves, thereby lending sanctity and divinity. And as I told you, in Lord Rama performed Shastra Puja, and it was also performed in Mahabharata. The legend is very clear. The weapons were worshipped before the beginning of Kurukshetra war, and that worship helped the Pandavas to stand victorious against the Kauravas. And as I said, the three goddesses, Parvati, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, are worshipped together during this. Now, this tradition of worshipping weapons was kept alive by the kings and the queens of India, of the various states, and is also being carried out in the modern time by the Indian armed forces. I was amazed. I was visiting the Gokha regiment and then at one time the Rajput regiment, and on the Vijayadashami day the enthusiasm for worshipping the weapon was something out of the world. The armed forces and the leaders, this time celebrated, led by the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister. And how is this puja done? During the Shastra Puja, weapons are kept on a high pedestal. The priests and the warriors who have performed the puja take the water of the holy Ganges River, sprinkle them on the weapons. Then the weapons are adorned with fresh flowers. The flower offering is given. And during the whole time, mantras are being chanted to invoke the gods and goddesses to receive their blessings. Then turmeric and vermilion are applied to the weapons, and that's a mark of respect. Imagine the same thing is there when anything is done. Vermilion and turmeric are supposed to be very holy. Then another thing which I noticed was very significant. The shami tree leaves are kept on the weapons. Now shami trees are mentioned in Ramayana, Mahabharata and in all the Purans, and it is proved, believed rather, I won't say proved, the shami tree has the power to reduce the effect of planet Shani. And that's why shami tree, the evil effects, evil impact is avoided. And secondly, shami tree reduces the negative energy. So, the first what it said earlier about the responsibility of the weapon is there, you cannot use it for a negative purpose. And that's why in Sikh religion it is ordained to use the weapon for the protection of the innocent and the oppressed. Never to terrorize, but to protect. It's an act of piety to draw a weapon, but it must be drawn to protect the innocent, to protect the oppressed, to protect the poor. And then the leaves of Shamiti, by the way, are also used to worship Bhagwan and Durga. Legend says that when Arjun disguised himself as the banana, he hid his bow on his shami tree. So that is the way the ritual is performed. In Sikhism, of course, they talk of Chandi Diwar and Chopai, Hamri Karo Hath De Racha, Puran Hoi Chit Ki. And it's notable that only weapons are not worshipped on this day. Now, this is something to be noted. Those who are not warriors but are in different fields like engineering worship the tools at home. It's not Bishop Karma Day when the tools are covered, but on this day also they say, well, our tools are our weapons, so why not worship them? So the main thing is that the whole thing is done in a way to elevate the status. Now, as I said, on this day, Defense Minister of India and the Prime Minister of India had performed and the Shastra Puja. As a matter of fact, it's believed that with the weapons in the hand, when everybody is out to kill each other, there is a rage in the heart. Then the divine powers are waiting to free the evil powers. So, and if you worship the weapon, it will be used to kill the evil, not the person. And can you believe, possibly for the only time, the war is taking place and Lord Krishna starts reciting Gita and people stop. That was possibly the first time that when in a theatre of war you are describing the evil powers are to be defeated. And fighting such a war is not a crime, not a sin. Now, can you believe that you produce a great book which is used today for management, it is used as strategy, in the middle of a background? It's only possible in a place which is where weapons become the source of strength for proper work. And that's why the weapons in Hinduism and Sikhism are tied to the use, not misuse of weapons. And you cannot misuse weapons even against animals. They must be used only as divine machinations to protect. Now, the significance is that for thousands of years the Indian martial tribes, Sikhs, Rajputs, Marathas, they have been fighting, and the tradition of fighting for the righteousness has been very strong. So that's why they invoke the divine power to make them strong for fighting for the weak and the poor. And then the ritualistic feeling generates a sense of security in the common people. They know that these weapons which are being worshipped today are meant to protect them. So their significance is to ensure a responsible ownership and a responsible use of the arms. Secondly, to invest them with a divinity as protectors and destroyers of the evil deeds. Thirdly, to instill confidence in the people that here our army, our armed forces, our martial tribe, our soldiers shall protect them. So this enhances the feeling of security, confidence, and builds also an atmosphere, a milieu, where people are assured that with the divinity ruling the weapons, no misuse would be there. And nowhere has this been better exemplified by the people and the various martial tribes. Of course, that spirit of tribes being described as martial is getting over, but the traditions always reign supreme. And as I said, only two religions have that sort of a ritual celebration, ritual worship of weapons, and the significance can never be undervalued of these weapons. Another thing is there that the weapons are deemed as instruments, not as killers, but instruments of justice, instruments of equity, instruments of protection, and hence they automatically assume the divinity that is associated with anything or anybody who is worshipped in a ritualistic manner. Thank you.